Hi friends. Hello. Hi. Today I wanted to talk about something that is kind of been bothering me a little bit. I didn't want to do it as like a my thoughts and like get ready while I did it because I feel like number one, I've done a lot of those lately and I know you guys like them, but I felt like I've been doing it a lot. And number two, I kind of wanted to, I don't know how to say this. I just really wanted to sit down and have kind of an open dialogue with you guys about this and see what everyone else was thinking. Because I know I have a lot of thoughts. I basically want to talk about Tana Mongeau. I know she's been a really popular topic here on YouTube in the past. I know she's been a pretty hot topic on YouTube the past few months. So I wanted to talk about what's been going on, especially in lieu of the video she posted yesterday about kind of her side of the story for TanaCon. I don't want to be mean in this video, and I feel like I'm going to come across as very negative, but I think she's doing a lot of things that are problematic and really just jerk behavior right now. And I want to talk about that and address that because I don't really think it's cool that she's almost, I don't want to say she's like getting away with something, but I feel like that's what it is. I feel like she's literally just like getting away with this stuff. I know people are calling her out, but I feel like the more people that call her out, the better. So I'm going to call her out. And the first issue I took with the whole thing, if you don't know what I'm talking about, she posted like an hour-long video on Monday, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, but she posted an hour-long video on Monday basically explaining TanaCon from her side of the story, from her perspective. First and foremost, this girl said like 4 days before she changed all of her profiles on Twitter to just black. Everything went black. She blacked out her social media and changed her Twitter name to Monday at noon. And her bio was Monday at noon. And she kept tweeting Monday at noon. And then you're catching my drift here. It was a very big deal that it was going to be Monday at noon. And then on Monday at noon, like an hour before, she's retweeting all these people who are like, sis, it's like 4 minutes. She's like, everyone's gassing her up like, yes, girl. And she's like, Monday at noon, Monday at noon. And then she, I don't mean to point this out, but this was just funny to me. She posted on her Instagram story and it was like 11:11 and she was like 59 minutes. And it was like, I don't know. I didn't know how I was going to feel after watching the video, but I definitely wanted to like hear her side of the story, hear what she had to say, because I'm not a person that absolutely despises Tana. I think her content can be funny. I don't think she's a terrible, terrible, terrible person, but I do think, I'll get into that. But noon comes around. For me, I live on the East Coast, so that's 3 p.m. For some people, that's like 5 o'clock in the morning. And Tana stands from all over the world were waiting, and the video didn't come. And 45 minutes later, the video still wasn't uploaded, and people were commenting on her thread on Twitter where she said it was going to be uploaded at noon, being like, where's the video? Like, what are you doing? Her fans, from their perspective, was like, we've already waited a month, and all of the people that still stood by her, which is shocking the amount of people that have, given what's been happening, but all of the people that still stood by her, they waited. Like, they were waiting a month to hear her out, and they gave her time to come up with something that she thought was good. And then for her to not even, and then promote it so much and be like, Monday at noon, Monday at noon. And then it's like Monday at noon and nothing. There's nothing. And it just, to me, I know this is being a little nitpicky. First of all, there's absolutely zero excuse for it to not be uploaded on time, the time you say it will. When I tweet something saying a video is going up at 6, it's because I have scheduled that video. I don't know, a lot of people may not know this though, because if you're not a creator, like, why would you know this? But there's a way that you can schedule uploads on YouTube. So even if you're not going to be at your computer, I have a video going up in 15 minutes as of right now. I have a video going up, and I know it's going to go up because I scheduled it to go up at 6 o'clock. So when she made this whole big thing about Monday at noon, her video should have been completed and already uploaded and set to be uploaded at noon. There's no excuse for that. Even if she didn't want to upload it and like schedule it for whatever reason, she could have had it put to private, unlisted, anything to make sure that it was up on time. If you're gonna hype something up that much, There is absolutely no reason for it to be late, especially when it's about your career and the future of your career. It just further solidified to me before I even watched the video how Tana doesn't take anything seriously. And some people are like, well, that's her brand. Her brand is not taking things seriously. And like, that's okay, I guess, if you're 16 and like, whatever. She's 20 years old. She's a 20-year-old girl who's making millions of dollars on the internet because she's pretty. Like, I'm sorry, that's what it is. She needs to start taking responsibility. It's all going to just crash and burn around her. And I think it honestly already has. And somebody had tweeted at her and been like, you literally don't care about your fans, which I fully stand by. She literally doesn't respect her fans. She was like, girl, the Wi-Fi is just being slow. How hard is it? I can't sit here and be like, oh, she does nothing, because I don't know what she does on a day-to-day basis. But based on her Snapchat stories and her Instagram stories, she really isn't doing a whole lot every day. So I'm just confused about where she didn't have the time in a month to make and finalize a video and then put it up. And also, let's just talk real quick before we get into the actual meat of the video. Let's talk about the fact that the editing sucked. The editing was so bad. It was like painful as a creator. This is me being nitpicky as a creator. It was painful as a creator to watch how bad the editing was. There were clips that she put in where she was still talking in the main video, but you could hear she was trying to play like two clips at the same time. She was playing music way too loud over everything, so you could barely hear what she was saying. Everything was built up for dramatics. Halfway through the video, there just wasn't any editing anymore. She just cut out all the editing. That she spent all this time on the editing is absolute bullshit, because she didn't. That was edited. She probably edited it last night. Like, that editing, I can tell you from editing my own videos, that editing was trash. And my editing is nothing special, but like, that was trash. I guess if we could get into what she actually said in the video. So at the beginning of the video, she goes on this kind of talk about how she was going to make a documentary. Basically, the gist I got was trying to expose Michael Wiest, who's the guy who ran TanaCon. She was making a documentary about him and the allegations she had heard about him doing really terrible things. But then she was like, but I'm not going to do that. I don't want to make that documentary because all people want is an apology from me. And so I'm just going to give them that. I'm going to give them an apology. And I was like, you know what? Good for you, because she's right. Nobody really cares about right now about all the drama with Michael. Like, nobody truly cares about that right now. All people want to know about is TanaCon. What is she going to do to refund all of these people? What is the deal with the capacity of the event and what happened there? Why is there literally a phone call at she contradicted herself. I could have made a whole video on that, but I didn't. This one part bothers me, though. She contradicts herself in Shane's documentary so hard, but I don't think people noticed it because one was in the first video and one was contradicting happened in the third. But in that first video Shane made when he's talking to Tana on the phone, she literally says that Marriott employees lied to her about the number of people, about the capacity of the venue. She didn't say like, oh, they lied to me about how many people they could actually fit, but I knew the capacity. She said Michael told them to lie to me about the capacity.
Like, do I talk about the fact that I was lied to about like venue and capacity sizes? Do I talk about the fact Michael literally got people from Anaheim, like Marriott, to lie to me about that? Do I say those things, or do I just take full blame?
But then we're sitting in a room with her in episode 3 of Shane's documentary, and she's sitting there being like, oh, listening and hearing that only 1,200 people can fit in that venue.
But what is capacity?
The hotel told me 1,200, but obviously
in like the main ballroom.
I have it set at 5,200 right now.
I love that for us.
I know a person that's just like her. And she used to be my friend. She's not my friend anymore. But I knew a girl that was just like Tana. She would say anything to make herself look better. And she would plan it. Like, the reason Tana took a month to do this video, sorry I'm ranting, but the reason she took a month to do this video was not to like collect herself and to find the right things to say. She was finding the right things to say, but she was waiting to hear what other people wanted her to say. And then she was just going to regurgitate that. She didn't mean a lot of what she said in that video. It was things that she has seen other people say that she should say. So that's what she said. It wasn't anything heartfelt or genuine or whatever. It was things that she thought people wanted to hear. She waited a long time to gauge where public opinion of her was and then say what she knew people wanted to hear. With that being said, I think she somehow managed to mess that up too. Because in the video, she spends 90% of the time doing exactly what she said she wasn't going to do, which is blame Michael. What was the point? What was the point of not making the documentary then if all you're going to do is sit there for an hour and talk about how you were lied to, you were scammed. You weren't the one that was scammed. You were sitting in a hotel room drinking champagne, getting probably getting super probably fucked up with your friends while there were 12-year-olds outside burning in the sun. You were not scammed in this situation. You have nothing to be scammed for. To even sit there and say the word I was scammed, being Tana Mongeau, who was the founder of TanaCon, is absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous to me. It blows my mind, and I can't fathom being that type of person who's so socially unaware of everything to sit there and still make a video like that. How tone deaf to a situation do you have to be? That video, the video she just posted, I could go through piece by piece and rip that apart, but I don't want this to be like an hour-long video. I was just going to make something quick stating my opinion on this and then move on. That video should have been 5 minutes long. It should have been her. It shouldn't have started with the BS thing that YouTubers do where they like turn on the camera and it's like blank and they get into position and they always like clear their throat. They're always like like really loud and dramatically sitting there sighing, looking off in the distance, looking forlorn. None of that should have been in there. All of that should have been cut. All it should have been was her saying, I screwed up. I'm sorry. Here's what I'm going to do to fix it. That's all she needed to cover. I screwed up. My bad. What am I going to do to fix it? How am I going to fix it to people? That's all she needed to do. And somehow she just couldn't do that. I still don't know what's being done for the people that flew. She's claiming she's going to send merch and do free meet and greets and stuff like that. But there's no backing of that. She didn't have any evidence backing up that claim. It's just words. Like, you've had a month now to refund people for how hard is it to PayPal someone money for a plane ticket? How hard is it to get people's addresses that they had to give when they gave tickets to send them merchandise? You've had a month and not even one person has gotten a travel refund. But people have gotten refunds for the tickets. Like, I don't want to get that twisted. That's been taken care of thanks to Shane Dawson, not even to you, because he's the only one that pressured the ticket company to refund people. But like, how can you sit there and say you've been working every single day, working on it, trying your hardest to get everything done, when it's been a month and not one person has been refunded? That doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. Like, I'm sorry. It doesn't add up. Something about your story doesn't add up. I'm not trying to say you're a liar, Tana, but the fact that you're trying to claim that you didn't know the amount of free tickets versus the amount of sold tickets, that you thought 4,000 tickets were free and 1,000 weren't, you knew the price of the venue. Like, you knew the price of security. You knew the price of a lot of these things. You wanted even more things to be happening. So the fact that you didn't think that you were getting money to do that is ridiculous. I don't believe for a second that she didn't know about the free tickets, not free tickets thing. I don't believe that for a second. I don't. I'm sorry. I know that's like kind of a shady thing, but I just don't believe her. I don't believe that she was that out of when she claims she was so involved in everything, claims she asked all these questions about everything. I don't believe that that's true. I really don't. It was not about taking responsibility. I know she kept saying like, but I take responsibility, but I'm an idiot. But she didn't say I'm an idiot for what happened at TanaCon. She said I'm an idiot for trusting the wrong people. That's not the apology that people needed to hear. That's not the apology that you should have been giving. This wasn't I trusted the wrong people. That was my fault. Your fault here was throwing the convention. That was your fault. You should have never done it. It never should have been done. Your brand is literally being late, being lazy, being a stoner, being a hot mess. Like, that is your brand. So why did it ever cross your mind to think with that being your brand that you could take people's money and try and host this big thing? This whole thing, I feel like, needs to be put to bed. And I'm hoping that with this recent video she just made, this is the last time she'll talk about this. Because I think the people that went They just want something for what happened to them, and I think they should get it. Like, just give them some merch, give them a free meet and greet with Shane, and like call it a day. Refund them for their plane tickets, take the L, take the loss, and be done. But here's why I'm making this video. The main reason I'm making this video is because at the end of the hour-long video that I spent an hour watching, at the end, she says something about not letting this bring her down. She's not going to stop. She's like, I'm not going to let this stop me from making another TanaCon. I'm going to make another. I've heard her say this a couple times now. I was hoping after a month of self-reflection, she would realize maybe she's just not meant to be in the convention type business. Like, maybe that's just not her thing. But no, that's not what happened. She is, I think, going to try again one day. And this is me telling you, don't do that. Don't do that. Instead of Tana redeeming herself by making another convention, I really wish she would redeem herself by fixing the first one instead of already thinking ahead to the next one. I wish she would redeem herself by being a good person and being a good role model and not doing something like this again. I don't think redemption would include another TanaCon where she like tries all this again. I think a redemption would just be, okay, we tried, it didn't work. We're going to fix it now, and that's that. I'm going to go forward from this as a learning experience and be a good person. This isn't a learning experience to, like, be a convention maker. This should be a learning experience that you need to be a better person, and you need to be more self-aware of what's going on around you. Because even in the video, she talks about how TanaCon was going great in her perspective. Everything was going fine from her eyes, and it's like, be a little bit self-aware. Like, what is going on around? People are booing when people walk on stage. Your room with the stage wasn't even full. Like, nobody was there. You could see, I don't know. A lot about it seems very sus to me. A lot about it seems really sketchy. I totally believe that Michael Wiest is not a great person. Like, that's not hard for me to believe. But I think the problem I have is I don't think Tana was a good person in this situation either. And I think she's blaming a lot of things on him when a lot of things were also her problem. If you really were such a boss in charge, like she tried to show in those videos, her walking around with a Starbucks, asking questions that seemed like she was in charge and she was a boss. Like, if you really were doing those things, the day before when you arrived, why weren't you like, okay, let me approve these gift bags. Okay, let me approve how the rooms look. Because she kept being like, there were supposed to be decorations, there were supposed to be food trucks, there was supposed to be better gift bags. The night before was the time to approve that stuff. You were there, you were at the hotel, you were in the location where everything should have been all set up and ready. Instead, you were partying, as you showed in your vlog, and you were at IHOP with your friends instead of checking on gift bags, checking to see if the ballroom was decorated the way you thought. Like, and another thing that bothered me was she mentioned, she was like, well, a week before I knew that it was going to go downhill and I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't know what to do. People can still cancel their flights a week before. They can't cancel them after they've taken them to the event. A responsible human, I'm not trying to shit on her and I'm not trying to make this super, super negative, but at the end of the day, I really hope that what Tana takes from this isn't I should keep trying to do conventions. It's I should learn from this and be done with it. Apologize, move on. Don't make another documentary. Don't put out more content. This apology was terrible. It was so bad. It wasn't even an apology. It was just more blame. It was more blame. And it was more manipulation of your young audience. Going back to, I had a friend who was just like Tana. And every single time I would try to call her out on something. I saw a lot of, when I was watching that interaction with her and Shane, I saw a lot of what used to happen with me and this friend, and I saw that in what was going on with me and Shane, and I felt really bad for Shane because I had a friend who used to do the same stuff. She would cry, and she would make a big thing of it, and if you ever called her out on something, she'd just try to explain it away. She tried to know everything to say, and Tana's doing the same exact thing. She's just manipulating all of the people around her, including her fans and subscribers, just trying to manipulate them so they'll stay and keep giving her money. I could go on and on about all the things I saw and all the things I thought. This video is probably a rambling mess because I feel like it was, but I don't know. I was bothered. I was not pleased with what I saw from this apology. I think it was not a very good one, and I wish it had been. I really do. I'm not going to be like, I was rooting for you, but I kind of was hoping that this would have been, after everything that has happened with her, I was kind of hoping this would be the time where she just did it right. And I don't think she did. I don't think she did it right. I don't. I think this was just another, in a year, we'll just be talking about another scandal that happened with Tana. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, or just subscribe, or do neither. I'm just really happy you guys are here. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. I'll have all the products I'm wearing linked down below. And yeah, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!